How well are the Jews getting their message across, or have they been?
The Jews are getting their points across, but it's only going through to so many people, because whoever wants to believe what they want to believe, they will believe that no matter what. And the Jews are doing their part. I know so many people, every single Jew feels some responsibility to do something. Not everyone has to do it in social media. Some people could do it just by talking to their friends. Some people could do it by just being a part of a community that's closer to what Israel has to offer, and spreading the light in some way. Everyone has their part, and the Jews are definitely doing their part, but it's not our responsibility to actually make people that want to believe what they want to believe change their mind. We can only do so much, and we're doing our part. God does the rest.
When you say we're doing our part, who is?
Every Jewish person I know, except for the 5% that are not with us, but the rest of us, even if it's not, it doesn't even have to be 5%. It could be just 1%, because a lot of them lie and say they're actually Jewish and they're pro-Palestine, but most of them are not real. So the people who are actually Jewish and actually supporting what's happening in Israel, every single person I know is feeling it inside, the responsibility to go and talk out, or to be on the front lines, or to be speaking to people that they could, or to show up to protest, whatever they could. Everyone is showing up in some way. I know every person, every Jew feels it.
Now, the Jewish counter-protest was relatively disorganized on that date in, was it June?
Yeah, it was 6 weeks ago, exactly as of today. I don't remember exactly the date, but...
So how much better organized have the pro-Zionists become as a result of looking back at the fracas that took place?
It's not really the pro-Zionists that were the ones not organized. It was really the government. The mayor let it happen that specific day, and it's happened also in UCLA, and now she's taking it a little bit more serious. I am very happy that she's doing that. I am going to give her credit where it's due, but also the pro-Palestinians, those guys, pro-Hamas guys, are actually also realizing that they can't just come in anywhere and do it. And I would like to say that we did our part as Jewish people to also stand and counter what they're saying. So with this, if we're going to keep on doing this, where Jewish people show up and they actually counter what the pro-Hamas people have to say, then hopefully they'll never even try to protest again.
But when you came to counter, that was an exception. That was an exceptional time. It was really only at UCLA the one night that the Jews came and showed up, and then in Pico when the Arabs came and Jews came. That was unique. Most of the pro-Israel demonstrations have been without an opposition. They haven't been showing up as a deterrence the way that you guys were.
When we hear about it, we show up. I know I know the Jewish community. We show up when we hear about it. If it's someone's doing it in their own house, their own text, if they're texting on social media, that's their thing. We're not, whatever. Everyone could say whatever they want. We're not. We don't care. But if you're going to show up in our community, then we're going to show up to counter protest. We're not going to let anyone just random come into our community and just protest, and with us not giving them our voice back. And that's what we do as Jewish people. It's just a part of us. Every Jew feels for another Jew. I would like to say that, and I believe that. And I know I feel for every other Jew, and I feel that other people, Jewish people, feel for me. And not even just Jewish people, also Christian people. Everyone feels for most of them at least. A lot of them are lost and don't see it, but most Christians see it, and they're with the Jewish people.
How about the Haredim? How come we don't see more Haredim coming out when there are so many of them who are so zealous about Judaism, but when it comes to defending Judaism, they're largely absent?
Most Haredim are, I know the ones in New York are definitely with everything that's happening in Israel, and they're pro-Israel. There's the Neturei Karta, I don't know if that's what you mean, but the Neturei Karta in Israel, there's a very, very, very small percentage of them that are against what's happening, and they're pro-Palestinian. And there's literally all these people right here. And I think that our voices are being a lot more louder than theirs. And it's sad in a way because they're lost. they're really truly lost. And I think that any person that an extreme, if it's an autocrat in Israel that's claims to be a religious guy, but then he goes against his own people, I don't know where they are, if they're true Jews. It's not my place. I focus on the good stuff, but it's sad. It's sad for them. For us, it's just like, what can you do? This person is lost.